It's our second day in Nepal. It's about 6:30 a.m. but the sun's already 2 hours. We have finally reached tree in Nepal, and this is the first day that we're going to hike. I can't remember the name of the place, but we're going to take a bus from Pokhara to that place, and then that place 2.5 hours hike. Hari ni 2.5 hours to hike. Sebab esok is the 6 hour hike. Larry, semalam tengah hari, and then lepas tu terus parah gila. We rested, and this morning we have another 4 or 5 hour hike. This morning we went up Poon Hill, 1 hour up and 1 hour down. Today to Tadapani is about how long?
Let's say 6 hours.
6 hours?
6 hours. Kandruk! 8 jam hike. Turns, hari ni kita naik jeep. No more hiking. Okay? Hari ni dekat Pokhara nak merasa masjid. Dan perempuan tak biasa sembahyang dekat masjid kat Nepal. Sebab jemaah lelaki kat luar sana ramai gila. But for me, there's only this room by the side of the surau. To sightsee Mount Everest range. It's a temple on top of a hill. There's 2 options. Nak naik steps 365 atau 100 lebih. And obviously we chose 100 lebih. Been settling some errands. I have to send postcards and beli some last minute souvenirs. We left KLIA at 10 AM. Transit Dubai, transit Istanbul, and now just landed in Beirut, and another hour's journey to the hotel. First day is a hospital called Arsal. We are giving away some of, I think, the resources. The area of Arsal is about 1 hour plus from where our hotel is. It's our 3rd camp. Basically what we're doing is just distributing day 3 more camps. Sekarang kita ada bagi some families coupon untuk dorang beli baju winter. We agihkan coal, we agihkan okay, intermission sebab ada anjing macam tengah marah. Aku vlogging je kot. It's been a full day of travelling. We left the hotel at 14. Second day in Gaziantep. Hari ni I'm putting down my camera. We have the Turkish photographer Samir to take the photos of us doing the volunteer work. 3 jam kita dah sampai to the camp. 8th day. And I think some of us are getting tired, except for Putri. Just to give you an overview of the situation. We're at village area in San Leofar. Kat sini, most of the lands are owned by Turkish. On the way to the middle of the desert. Ni plan pukul 2 pagi semalam masa sahur. InsyaAllah okay. It's now 6:30 PM. We've been on the road since 2 o'clock. To the sand dunes. Malam ni insyaAllah tidur kat atas pasir. We're almost there to one of my favorite, the best I've ever tasted. Hello! So I'm in Brooklyn. We're staying here and we reached here last night. The weather is thankfully not that cold. Hari ni our plan is to go to museums, to go to the Central Park, and to check out some of the other major sites in New York. I can't wait to show it to you guys. Currently, we are at Cat's Delicatessen. It's a really famous campus makan. We just had the best Reuben sandwich and lox bagel I've ever tasted. And sebenarnya tempat ni agak... I'll let you know more about it. Almost there to one of my favorite places in New York. Cik, macam pernah datang je. I've been here in my dreams. Chicago. I can barely speak because my lips are so cold. Let's find out what this sculpture is for. Adam's out grabbing. It's a bit hectic. Morning of the wedding. Everyone's running around. Everything's all over the place. We have to go out and buy ribbons and some other stuff. So we're getting ready.
Left, right.
I like right. 2,150. We just reached Gobelikatape on the visitor center. We have to take a shuttle that's like 800 meters away to get to the site. It's like a civilization that's older than the Egyptians, and it's where they first started farming. This is the site where the first wheat in Turkey was ever grown, and technically the first wheat in the world. Diperbuat daripada batu, mud, hay, clay. Dan budaya kat sini, diorang time orang makan of the highlights of our trip, and that is going up to Nemrut Cave, Nemrut Hill, Nemrut Mountain. Watch the sunrise or the sunset. Looking at it, you understand why people chose. Morning! We're at and kita orang about to go on a boat ride. Lepas tu, kena makan kita tu distracted je. Verdict for the best baklava in the world. Week-long trip. We are finally going back, and I really hope you enjoyed what happened here. I want to thank so much to Turkish Airlines, Turkey Home, My Turkey Tourism for hosting us here. It was an amazing experience. So now we're getting on a flight soon back to Malaysia. Okay, bye! Called Batman. Yeah lah. Today we've got a full day of walking around Istanbul, and I can't wait. Sultan Ahmed Mosque is also known as the Blue Mosque, but kadang-kadang when the lights. So we just had our lunch. I'm so full, alhamdulillah. Chill, super sedap. Hagia Sophia, please. Kalau korang tak tahu, Hagia Sophia ni sebelum ni it was like a church, and then it became a mosque, and I think before that it was also a palace. But now basically it's a museum. Sekarang ni kita tengah tunggu our tour guide beli tiket kat situ. And so we're going in and we'll get to see what's inside. So Istanbul, the Grand Bazaar is behind me. So we're going to explore that in a bit. Tapi sekarang ni dah 6 lebih and I am staying outside. That was like a 2-hour flight from Istanbul. It actually looks very very hot outside, especially because it's summer. But we'll see how it goes today. Breakfast in the so, alhamdulillah, breakfast is finished. There was like a whole table full of food. Unfortunately, I was didn't finish. So I need to because it has something to do with happiness. Basically, tempat ni, diorang duduk dekat inside the batu kat in the cave. Hi, we're in Reykjavik. We're looking for our hotel. Hi guys, we just had lunch at the terrace. So this is our second day out in Reykjavik. And the streets are empty because most of the shops are closed on Sunday. They only open around 12, I think. It's so sunny. Yay! It's unbelievably sunny. Veller National Park. It's climbing. It's almost 4:30 and we are rushing to get to KLIA because my flight is at 6:30. Let's hope we make it. We're gonna make it, kan Nazalia? I'm going to the next hotel that I'm going to stay in for the next 2 nights. It's called Inheritance Ara. And because Maldives is like a series of islands, you either get around by boat or by seaplane. So it's been a full day of shooting and I'm so exhausted. Tak sempat nak record apa-apa sangat pun. But tonight, I went ahead to have dinner at a nearby.
guys, Assalamualaikum and welcome to this very special episode of my YouTube channel. I've never done this before, but I really wanted to share this with you guys, and today we are going to do an unboxing of the EOS R. Ta-da! So I just got this on loan from Canon. Camera ni actually dah keluar in 2018, but because like I said I just got it, I wanted to share with you guys what it's like to unbox and what's actually inside. So let's do this. This camera is actually Canon's first full-frame mirrorless camera. Lepas the EOS R, there's another one called the EOS RP. But for the semi-pro intermediate punya level, EOS RP is more for the beginner punya level. But for EOS R, if you want to get really into photography, moving from the DSLR, this is the one for you. So let's do this. Tier 1, we've got the usual things. We've got the manual, battery charger, charging cable. Actually, I'm going to be very honest, I've actually opened this before, but we're going to go through the motions just to share with you guys. Lens hood, lens pouch, the strap. One thing about this strap is that it's slightly smaller. Normally when I travel, I prefer like bigger straps because cameras can get heavy. But here's the thing about the EOS R. The weight of the camera is about, I think, 6.6 kilograms, which makes it really easy to move around. So it's very light, hence the strap is quite small. Now we're gonna get to the most exciting part, opening the body. When I first got this, I was super excited because obviously it was really new. And here it is, the Canon EOS R. First full frame mirrorless, and it's so light, obviously because it's a mirrorless. The grip was so amazing, guys. Like, it's on the right hand side, obviously. Oops, something's out. But it's like a magnesium alloy body or something. I can't really get the exact material. Tapi bila pegang grip on one hand pun, because of the weight, it's very ergonomic. And it's got a flip touch screen. That coupled with the touch bar, so whenever I shoot with this, I just touch focus on the flip screen and then adjust my settings, ISO, aperture on the touch bar, and I get my shot. It's one of my favorite things about the camera. Now the 24-105 lens! RF, because the Canon mirrorless systems uses the new RF system, but don't worry because you also get a mount adapter with it. Kalau the old system uses the EF, this one is one of the first RF lenses that went out. Guys, guys, seriously, I love this lens. First, it's 24-105, so it's super versatile. I've shot food photos with it, I've shot landscape with it, I've shot architecture with it. I get my shots, it's very crisp, the focusing is amazing, it's so fast, processing sekali dengan the body. The control ring pula, you can adjust the control ring for your aperture, for your ISO, sometimes even white balance. But guys, favorite lens, let's go with the EOS R. Guys, actually, I lupa nak unbox the mount adapter. Because I was so excited to set this up. So the mount adapter from EF to EOS R is very important for anyone who's thinking of jumping from the Canon EF system to the new mirrorless RF system. It's very small and you get this with every purchase of the EOS R, so jangan risau, you will be able to use your old lenses. Let's open this. Kecil je. This is this tiny thing that doesn't really affect the weight of your camera. Woo! Ta-da! Tiny mount adapter for the lens, for your old lens. Okay, that's the unboxing. Thank you so much guys for watching. I'm gonna go off and shoot a bit with the EOS R for the next couple of months, and I'll be back with a full in-depth review. Thank you, bye!
So, dah 24 jam, I can't detect my passport.
I love the
Ini juga lah.
section 13 is it?
Near the stadium sikit.
Verdict dia boleh tahan lah.
So, LA ni pelik sikit tau. It's so hard to get around if you don't have a car. One of the apps we use gave us a shortcut through a tunnel. This ni concert hall designed by Frank Gehry. I rasa dia bangunan cool gila. Kalau korang tengok kan, dia macam ada wave. Hari ni rabak gila, I'm so tired. And LA is so huge.
Everything's so far.
Everything's so far here.
So I think you should drive around here if you can drive.
On the way to... Where am I going? On the way to Hollywood Hills, peace sign. One of the parking lots because the passport might be in the car and we returned the car malam semalam, so the car has been returned to this huge parking lot and it's actually been rented out. So dah 24 jam I can't detect my passport. Dah try cari, dah call car rental semua, and car rental macam buat hal sikit. So for now I'm gonna go to the police station Morning of the flight. Memang passport tak jumpa. So we're missing the flight. Then at the embassy, alhamdulillah, I got my emergency passport. So what's left to do now is book a ticket yang mahal gila to go back one way, and let me check in about passport baru. So, but alhamdulillah, semua dah settle. In China, macam tak accept emergency passport, and I transit for 1 hour dekat Shanghai. Alhamdulillah, semua dah settle. Got my ticket on the way to security checkpoint and all that. Doakan I'll get to Malaysia safely. It's been a stressful week.
And that's a wrap for our trip to the USA. This place is so full of things to explore. Hi, I'm Acacia, and I'm currently working as a designer and a travel photographer. I'm also a Canon EOS Youth Ambassador. To date, I've traveled to about 37 countries, and I did a lot of the traveling when I was studying overseas. And I'm also going to be sharing something that a lot of people have been asking me about. So tune in and don't forget to subscribe. I practiced this. I'm determined. So whenever I see something that I want, I try my very best sampai orang dah tak nak layan dah. Number 2, I'm a dreamer. I mean, you know, you gotta have big dreams, even if they don't make sense sometimes. And 3, I'm quite curious. If I'm really curious about something, I try to figure it out till I get to the bottom of it. Okay, I've traveled to 37 countries. To name them, oh my god, Australia, Japan, Korea, Thailand, Cambodia, Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia, Malaysia counts like Indonesia, India, Sri Lanka, France, Switzerland, Belgium, Netherlands, Germany, Turkey, Greece, UAE, Oman, Palestine, Jordan. Oh my god. Okay, wait, I'm determined to do this now. Qatar, Iceland, Ireland, UK, USA. Wow, I can't count anymore. Portugal, Spain, Egypt. I think 37 countries, but how many have I counted?
39, we counted 39.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. One of the biggest life lessons that traveling taught me was that the world is so much bigger than your problems. The world is so much bigger than who you are and what you're concerned with and everything that people expect from you. It's nice to step out and remind yourself that there are bigger things happening. I always check out the couch surfing websites and the Airbnb websites just to check out what the locals are doing. TripAdvisor is good too, and always check flights at least 2 months in advance because that's the best time to buy them. And book flights on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Keep a tab on the promos. Put your notifications on. How do I stay safe? Make sure that somebody knows where I am at all times. Like, I will tell them like, this is what I'm going to do today, or this is where I'm going to be at this time. Always have your hotel details with you. Make sure that the receptionist sort of knows that you're there, that you're staying there, so if you go missing for a bit without checking out, then they know you're missing. Try to minimize the brands and the super flashy clothes unless, you know, you have an occasion to go to. I think it really helps you gain confidence when you are assured that you can sort of take care of yourself, carry yourself around, mingle with people who are essentially strangers. You come back to a more solid self. So we're finally done with all the questions. I'm going to show you how I pack. One of the things that you really need to remind yourself of when you're traveling is to try to pack as light as you can. So I have a luggage with me, and we're going to pack for contohnya So if you're packing, the essentials are at least 2 jeans, 1 spare leggings, 1 spare t-shirt, baju tidur. You always have to have baju tidur. How can you sleep with the clothes you wear? One of the things I really practice when I'm packing for my travels is I tend to plan my outfits in advance. And it also really helps to have a color palette to work with, black palette. But I also always have like something that really pops, just to change it up a little. And all of my inner stuff, like all the girly stuff, and the thermals, the gloves maybe, I put it in a satchel, which also doubles up as a laundry bag. And this one, we just tuck it in. Perfected this into an art. So what I'm about to share you is years of experience and knowledge. Number 1, which is one of the most important things that people tend to overlook, is a folder with all of your details. All of your flights, all of your passports, all of your visas, all of your hotels, all of your plans and bookings. Print them out. Just print them out and have it in a folder in your carry-on. When I lost my passport, I lost it in US, and US has very strict visa regulations. If I did not have all the photocopies, I would have been stuck there for so long. This is my bag of electronics. I have like all sorts of like laptop chargers, adapters, spare batteries because I'm a photographer, so I tend to have all my spare lenses as well. One big thing about traveling and packing up is you have to compartmentalize. So I wrap that up on top. Let me fold that up properly. Also in your hand carry, all coats in your hand carry because it's so easy to grab. So coats there. And another thing is toiletries. In the EU, you're only actually allowed one clear bag of toiletries and all the liquids can only be less than 100 ml. So one bag for things that I really need like makeup, moisturizer, perfume, all my skincare stuff that I can just take out when I'm in the plane and just dab on. And another one which has all the medicines, shampoos and stuff. Always bring like Panadol, plasters when you're traveling because it really helps. I also tend to travel with my laptop. My camera, very good, handy travel camera that's very lightweight. And my laptop, all tucked in here. Always make sure your laptop's at the top of the pile and your toiletries easily accessible because when you go through security, you're gonna have to take them out. That's most of the tips. I really hope it helps. So if you have any additional questions, you can ask at the bottom of this video or you can DM me on my Instagram at Acacia. I really hope after this you pack and travel better, smarter and explore the world and fulfill your curiosities. Bye!
Hello! So I'm in Brooklyn. We're staying here and we reached here last night. The weather is thankfully not that cold. Hari ni our plan is to go to museums, to go to the Central Park and to check out some of the other major sites in New York. I can't wait to show you. Done at the embassy, alhamdulillah. I got my emergency passport. So what's left to do now is book a ticket yang mahal gila to go back one way and but Misha can bawa passport baru. So, but alhamdulillah, semuanya settle. Hello! So I'm in Brooklyn. We're staying here and we reached here last night. The weather is thankfully not that cold. Hari ni our plan is to go to museums, to go to the Central Park and to check out some of the other major sites in New York. I can't wait to show you. Done at the embassy, alhamdulillah. I got my emergency passport. So what's left to do now is book a ticket yang mahal gila to go back one way and but Misha can bawa passport baru. So, but alhamdulillah, semuanya settle.